day everyone, this is the Sci-fi UI Pack introduction video. So we'll be discussing about the menus. So this is the what just left now is the title, is the loading screen. This right here is the start menu. You can go through the disclaimer at your own convenience. So by clicking on this button, we go straight to the main menu. The main menu is everything here you can see: the store, quest, profile, and home, back to campaign, back, socials, back, and the settings. So we'll be starting with the home screen. The home screen has the logo. You can, for whatever projects you're working on, you can change the logo of the screen so it will best fit your game. While over here you have, if you're programming your game to be a multiplayer game or a co-op, over here we'll have the character's rank name, and the rank progress bar. While over here we have a campaign. So by clicking the campaign, we head over to the campaign slot where we see continue game, where we can start a new game or start from new slots. From new slots, next slots, you have other sets of save slots where you can start from. While here are samples of a disabled panel. See, it's actually unclickable. You can actually interact with them. So if you want to use this panel for, let's say, load slots, you can make it uninteractive, either with a lock, or here shows maybe the image of the level you're entering while it's being disabled. Over here we have, if you want your campaign to be a co-ops, you can invite players to join you in your game with this button. Your friends who are online at the moment, you see the total number of people online at the moment. Then you can choose to go back. So right here you have your news box. Gives you either you want to showcase updates, season updates, events happening, occasions, upgrades, loot upgrades, or what is coming for your new game. You can put the news in the news box here. Then we have the request notification. This request notification, though, you can remove it for your project. We kept the button there just to showcase a particular function in this project. So if you want to be seeing notifications of players who have sent you requests, either to join your co-ops or requesting you to join them in the co-ops, you see such a notification here. So you can actually accept. So when you remove this button, we'll be showing you the functions that cause such functionality. You'll be seeing that in our next uploads. So here's the store. You can have access to the coins, the loot, the weapons, or you can even sell your gems. You can sell characters, whatever you want to sell. Yeah. So from our store, you can interact with them by if you want to buy this particular weapon. By clicking it, a notification menu will appear asking you if you want to confirm your payment, and that confirmation confirmation pop-up menu will be consisting of the weapon and the details of the weapon, which is the cost of the weapon and the particular name, either the rifle. So let's see that. You see the weapon, we want to buy the name and what it costs. Same thing goes here. Same thing goes here. Same thing goes for loot. So you can see the disabled function, the disabled part of this menu. If you don't want, if a weapon is not available to a player yet, so this is how it's going to look on interactive at the moment. So the quest here, if you have a special mission you want, or a special quest you want your players to play to earn special rewards or gems, they can actually come here and have access to it. Here you have the profile, the player's profile, the picture, the player's name, the level, and its progress bar, and an icon displaying the rank of the player. Yeah, you can also have access to other players' details if your game is a Web3 game, multiplayer game, or a game that has to do with money, wallet, tokens. You can see the ID number, the wallet address, time played, token amount. Token amount comes with the symbol of the token and the figures and total kills. You can actually add more information about the player here. While leaderboard is being segmented into two, you see the home country. The home country is either the players that are available on the leaderboard are from a particular geographical environment or a country or a particular state, however you want to program the game to be. And while we have the world, so the players are being ranked based on the country they came from. So you see the flags that symbolizes the country they're from, the name of the player, and the score. Here you have the in-game tokens. Their symbol and the amount to use. You can use this as like a gem and a coin, or however you want the game to be. So you notice that one of the tokens here is interactive. So by clicking it, it takes us back to the store. So wherever you are in the menu, once you're seeing this, you can actually click it to take you to the store. So back to the menu. Here we have the socials. You can see players, your co-host players, your partners who join your game. You can see if they are online or if they are offline. So you can see them here. If they are offline, you get this. If they are online, you get this. If they are offline, you get this. And you get the name and the status. So if they send you a request, if your players send you a request on information or a message, you get it here. It's either a request to join or a request to accept their friendship, and so on. Yeah. Another important factor you should know is that, so once I switch over to my controller, all available icons are being changed to the controller, and we can actually interact with it. You see? So here we have the settings menu. Here you can customize the localization depending on how you want it to be. So at the top you will find the at the top you will find your tabs menu. It shows your tabs menu. Yeah, your tabs menu. Here you see your language, you can customize. We have Japanese, Italian, French, Spanish, back to English. So let's say I want the Spanish, the Russian, come back there. So, and whenever you hover, you see that the tooltip describing what this language is all about. You can customize it by rewrite the description to best fit your game. Here we have the video. The video settings has the display settings and the graphic settings. So here you can increase the resolution or decrease the resolution. And then window mode, full screen, windowed full screen, frame rate. We'll be discussing how you can add more frame rates to this button. So let's go with the unlimited. Vertical, just on off. Then we have the graphic settings. The graphic settings, the first button here controls the overall quality. This first button here controls the overall quality, in the sense that whenever I click here, you see every other graphic settings change automatically. And so if let's say the overall quality is epic and I change the anti-aliasing quality, you see the overall quality goes back to low because I'm selecting individually. So let's just take it back to normal, to medium. So every settings here are fully functional, and also the language. Now the audio device here shows you the current audio device you're using. Either you're using an headphone, or you're using the speaker, you're using standby speaker, you're using whatever audio you're using. You can see everything in your description panel here. So if I hover around it, every audio device your system is using currently will be visible to you from the tooltip. Now the master volume here controls the overall volume, both the XFS volume, the music, and the dialogue. So it controls everything here. So you find out that if I'm reducing, you see the S effect is still going down. You can't hear anything again. See? So the SFX here, if I, you see it does its normal. You understand? So that's how it is. The music also does its own, but there is no music right here for now. The dialogue volume is your speech volume, talk volume, voicing, and the rest here. So right here we have the gameplay. Here your gameplay, you can see the vertical mouse. You can either on it, enable it, or disable it. You can see mouse sensitivity. You can reduce it, you can increase it. So right now we will not want to apply that particular settings. Yeah, we will not want to apply the particular settings. So we don't want to apply it from here, that's what I mean. But everything here is fully functional. It's applicated, you can apply it to your game, it's working fully well, aside the difficulty, because this pack doesn't come with a gameplay to use to text the difficulty of the game, so it has a function which we'll be showing you in our upcoming videos. We have your inputs here. So remember we discussed that the input settings right here was not used with enhanced input, so this project was used with the default action mapping and the exit mapping instead. So here you axis mapping. So right here, all the input actions here are directly from the action mapping and the exit mapping. We'll discuss that in our upcoming videos. So, but yeah. Now I can click and apply input 1, input 2, input 3. Everything works well. So let's say I applied a keyboard input that's one of the inputs here is already using, one of the buttons here is already using. You find that's okay. Let me just show you what I mean. For example, I want to use the Z now. When I click Z, where the Z input was before goes to none. Yeah. So, and we cannot apply the settings without fixing that. So it shows you. Oh, yeah, every other settings should be applied aside this one. So the reason why we have the language changed is because of this. We'll go back there, but so we'll go back there. Let's just change this back to English, I guess. Back to English. Oh, I'm making it worse. So it's saying the settings here. So settings not apply. Keyboard input requires an input. So it's telling you can't just leave without this being fixed. So let's fix that back and give that this. Good, right there. So, and if you want to see your controller, if you're on mouse, if you're on mouse and keyboard, if you're using mouse and keyboard for this input, this will be available to you. But once you switch over to your Xbox controller, you get this. Now you get this, so I cannot be using my mouse right here because when I go back to move my mouse, it goes to the keyboard. When I go to my controller, it switches to the Xbox controller. So right here you have the Xbox controller input settings. You can see it. So you can actually make your corrections. You can actually change the icons and the controller specific button name directly inside your project file, which we'll discuss later in our upcoming videos. Yeah, exactly. So we'll go back to our mouse here. So now we'll just come here, apply, and we'll leave this section. So now let's see our multiplayer screen. In our multiplayer, we have the character selection, the menu selection, and we have your skills right here. So in our character selection here, our character is visible to you. You can select whichever character. The reason why your character is giving you this is because of the settings, the graphic setting you're using. So let's just go with that and correct that graphics. Let us really hide it. Good. Go back multiplayer and let's see that. You see, it has been corrected. That's good. So we have here, you can choose whatever character you want to customize. So You see, it's highly very functional. Highly very functional. Even if we go back, the last one selected is still being selected. Good. So same thing goes for our menu. When the menu is being hovered, you see the first weapon is being selected, and note that each of these weapons are the mesh alone are available to you. You can use them if you want the weapons functionality, the shooting, animation, and every other thing. Links are there. You can just click the links and get the projects get the assets for this particular weapon. So you can choose a weapon highly. Same thing goes for here, and if you notice the design, the weapon is being animated, the targeting, the aiming system here is being animated. So same thing goes for our weapon here. So right here in our skills, we have our skills were customly built, so go through how to use the skills menu later in our upcoming videos. So whenever I hover here, the description is given to you. If I hover the second one, just notice the headers are being changing. Header 3. So if I click on this, find out that works. So if I click here, over here, you see. So if I click here, this works. So that's it. Yeah. And one major thing I forgot here is if I switch to controller, you see the weapon stats appears. The weapon stats appears. If I switch to my mouse, find out that the tooltip comes up describing the weapons to you. So if I switch to my mouse, switch back to my gamepad controller, becomes available. You can press Y to remove it. Sorry. You can press Y to remove it. You can bring it back, press Y to remove it, bring it back, press Y to remove it. Let's see the next one, press Y, good. Select it, press Y, blazers. Come here, select it. So you have to select it to press Y, and you see the tooltip. Also, same thing goes for the pistol. Press Y, gotcha. The same thing goes for the character. If I hovered, you see descriptions about the character. But when I switch to our controller, you see, the same thing goes. The same thing goes. I can choose to go off, come back, go off, go off, come back, go off, come back, go off, come back. Yeah, so that's how it works. So here you still find friends who are online. You can see them here. And also, if I want to access the store menu directly from here, I can still access it. By clicking here, I can still access my store. Fully functional, right? I can just go back. Next. So here, so if I want to choose a mission, a map, wherever I want to take the multiplayer game to, you can actually fix that here. So by clicking one of the maps will it will take you to the mission where you have to select a mission. Yeah. So here is your mission description, the header, and the little text describing what the mission is about. And also this particular panel comes with a background that you can actually fix, yeah, to make the appearance look more beautiful. So we didn't add anyone actually. Also here you can see the number of people who are waiting to join, who are actually waiting for you to join this particular mission, or you can customize it in a way that 5 people who are playing this particular mission, and also you can see timer here. This timer you can use it in the way you want, where people are waiting, so you can join based on the time and before the game starts. People, you can, there's a button where you can invite people to join your game. You can also see you can also get access to the socials here from here. So to click, so right here this button match is disabled. You can actually make it available to you. So let's host. So this is the lobby. This is the lobby screen. So the mission you selected, either you pressed host or match. The mission brief text will be here describing what the mission is about, and you can, then your players also will appear here. You can customize this to the way you want, their appearance, animation, and everything. Here also you can see your match timer. That if you click matching, your timer will go off and time you go off and take you to the game. Here you can decide to chat with your players. For example, I'm advising you to buy my pack. If I click, you see that it goes here, and we can also still access our store here. You can access your store here. Excellent. So now let's start the game. And now we are inside the game. From this point you can see your character, so your character can actually start the game. Good. So here you see the first HUD here, which is your skills, health, and energy. For based on this pack, this progress bar indicates your health, while this indicates your energy or stamina, depending on the case of your game. So let's see functionality, and here's a brief description showing you or giving you the input you can use to interact with your HUDs or interact with your gameplay. So if you want to decrease the energy, you can just press 1. Decreases your energy. So fill it back, you can press this. To decrease your stamina, you can press the plus, the minus. Fully functional, right? Now, also for your button here, your skills, you see this is selected, so that is what is here. You can customize it to be your players, the picture of your player or the player's avatar could appear here. But on this case, whichever skills I I am using its changes to it. So you can use your controller. Immediately I pick up my controller, it changes. So you see, when Y, X, A, back to right. Yeah, good. Now you see to the weapons. Here is your primary weapon, that the weapon you're currently using, the ammo, and the counter here, even the icon of the bullet or the magazine the weapon is using. So here is your primary weapon. The primary weapon here, you can press G to switch. So we have a full collection. So it keeps swapping. If you want to swap to this one, press G again. If you want to swap to shotgun, press it. If you want to swap to the blaster, press. If you want to swap to this, you can press it. Yeah. So if you notice, the more I press, you find out that the ammo details, the weapon details are being changed also. So if your characters will be using a melee weapon, you can see the melee weapon here. By pressing J, the orange color switches to the weapon you're currently using to the melee weapon, showing you that you're currently using this melee weapon. So we'll go back to our weapon. Now if you want to use the weapon wheel, the radial menu displaying what is in your weapon, you can just press 3, keyboard input 3 to see. Now, so you can decide to turn this particular weapon to be empty, something like this. You can see it's uninteractive, you can't interact with it. So when I press on this, the weapon changes. If I press on this, in as much this has already been selected, you see it already changes to it. If I choose this weapon, you see it changes. If I choose this, it changes. If I choose this, it changes. If I use this, it changes. Yeah, the dagger is a melee weapon. So it's broken down into two classes, the weapon and the melee. We'll be discussing about that in our upcoming videos. Yeah. So if I want to remove the screen here, I can just press 4. Now we can get access to the second weapon wheel by pressing 7. Good. Yeah. Here is empty, you cannot interact with it. So the same thing, very functional, very functional. So if I place a melee weapon, I can click on it, it changes. I can decide to click on this, it changes. Decide to click on this one, it changes to the melee weapon. So these are under the class of melee weapons. Good. So to remove the screen, just press 6. Our weapon goes off. Now we can still switch between these weapons. See? Very much, and you can still switch your melee. Right. Now you can press to open the inventory. That is, you still want to have access to this character, the weapons, and the inventory system. You can just press N to access it. Here shows you the skills, the character skills. Here you can customize it. It shows you it's unavailable at the moment, why this is actually available and very interactive with you. And you can still decide to customize your character's appearance from here, depending on what the case may be. Now let's go to the weapons. The weapon is still very much functional, very much functional. You can switch to your console. You can switch to your console. Good. Now we have this. Good. So now you can see resource gathering. This is like resource gathering, resource in-game pickups and all of it. You can access the in-game pickups from here. So if I hover around here, you see details about it. So we'll be bringing more updates on this resource in our next updated project. So for now, it's just the UI layout you can get access to. So if I click on this, you'll see the particular weapon I selected, its name, telling me if I want to use, telling me if I want to drop. Now the buttons are not accessible, so we'll close. Yeah. Then we can still go back and return back to our game. Okay. Now, so let's go to the pause menu and decide to continue the game. Pause menu, resume, pause menu, resume. Or I can start to start the game, restart the game, go back to settings. You can still interact with the settings here. Very much, you can still interact with the settings. Or we can exit back to the main menu. So your pause menu here shows you a brief description of what you're playing, the difficulty you selected, the mission, and the name of the mission. Good. So we can decide to return back to the main menu, telling you if are you sure you want to exit the game. You return to the main menu here. I'm very sure. Good. So technically we have come to the end of this tutorial. You can choose to, if you want to quit the game, so you can just come here for quit. But before we quit, watch out for our next update on the Sci-fi UI tutorial, where we'll be giving much in-depth descriptions and about the whole pack and each menu in general. Stay tuned.